Imagine being so powerful. You execute this training for every child growing up in America, and it's coming more. Okay, I think the answer is you support Israel for one of two reasons. The first being Holocaust guilt. We were just baptized in this pseudo-religion of Holocaust guilt. It had nothing to do with us, but they made sure that systematically we learned this at school. We don't learn about that because that's not what's being reflected in the movies in Hollywood. It's all about the Holocaust. So you grew up, and when your brain was being developed, because this is Soviet education, they understand that it has to happen when you're young and your brain's being developed. You were taught that no matter what, effectively, Jews can do no wrong. That's number one reason I think that most people feel guilt. And what's crazy about that is we had nothing to do with it. A, B, there were worse things that were happening. And C, we're not even allowed to speak about the Holocaust. Imagine being so powerful. You execute this training for every child growing up in America, and it's coming more. They just passed another, I believe, in Congress. They passed, and you can fact check this, Skylar, but they passed a bill that every student in America would also have to learn about October 7th. Didn't happen on our soil, but every student is gonna have to learn about October 7th. This is part of that indoctrination that's taking place, okay? So you have been indoctrinated in your youth to believe that it's somehow more weighted if it happens to a Jewish person that you could be guilty of a Holocaust. And so you support that. And effectively at the same time they did that, they also, via a sleight of hand, made it so that you can't even ask a question about the Holocaust. Because as you get older and you get out of school and you start learning that, okay, you were told a ton of things about the Holocaust, but there were tons of things that you weren't told about the Holocaust. Like, I think the thing that shocked me the most that I never learned, and please in the chat, let me know if you did, was about the Haavara Agreement. At a bare minimum, can we all agree that not learning about the Haavara Agreement is weird? The Haavara Agreement is the transfer agreement, was an agreement between Nazi Germany and Zionist organizations that was signed on the 25th of August of 1933, when Hitler was in power, okay? They signed an agreement with the Nazis. It was a major factor in making it possible for people to migrate the approximately 60,000 German Jews to Palestine between 1933 and 1939. That's during wartime, right? So of course you naturally would go, okay, and this is why I didn't learn this in school. Stop that right now, because you would be guilty of the next Holocaust if you asked a question. So don't ask questions.